Hello entrepreneurs, welcome to my channel. Are you having some doubts over your business idea, but you still really like some parts of it, be it the co-founder you will be working with, or the innovative concept, or the product itself? And you would like to have some tips on how to judge or check whether this idea is good or not. You've come to the right place. My name is Ting Ting. I am a serial entrepreneur. I started my first business when I was 16 and I had my fair share of success and failures. 10 years ago, I started a successful B2B media company, and now it's being run by an amazing team of managers. So I'm only spending 5 to 8 hours working week with them to coach and mentor the leaders. And the rest of the time I spend traveling around the world as well as coach and mentor startup founders. I started this channel to share my experiences in entrepreneurship and leadership and hope I can help someone like you. So let's dive right into it. Here are the 9 warning signs that your business idea might fail. Warning sign number 1, your business has too low entry barrier. What does that mean? Entry barrier is basically a barrier that prevents anyone else to come in that could run the same business and do it much cheaper and better and faster than you. The more, let's say, niche your knowledge and specialties are for that particular business, the bigger the scale and the more unique your product is, with maybe a patent that nobody can easily replicate, the higher your entry barrier is. I will do another video on how to improve your entry barrier because this could be changed. Warning sign number 2, you have far too many competitors. If you want to start a yoga studio, but in the same area you want to start it in your city, there are already 3 studios serving, let's say, a population of 20,000 people, I would think again. Because the market could be saturated. I don't know, you need to do your research, but it could well be if there are already 3 other people who does the same. What makes you different? Well, I can work on another video on how to differentiate yourself from competition. Warning sign number 3, your profit margin is too low. If you have a small profit margin, that means you are relatively probably cheaper than your competitors. This is a good thing. However, the less money you're going to make, the bigger volume sales you will need. And volume takes time. The question you need to ask yourself is, do I have enough capital to sustain this period of time until I reach the volume I desire to be able to make up for the low profit margin? There are some businesses who basically runs on low profit margin. Don't get me wrong, and it can be successful. However, there are dangers in running out of money before you even take off. So be careful and maybe looking at ways to improve your profit margin. Warning sign number 4, you and your co-founders have no experience or very little experience in this business or industry. I know sometimes you just suddenly have this idea and you think this would be awesome to do, and I think it will be a success because my common sense told me so. I think your common sense might be correct, it might be actually working. However, if you don't have the existing knowledge and skills and network, and knowing what are the pitfalls that could have happened if you start this business without understanding the business, you might be surprised that you will be spending a lot of money and time to pay for the education, to even jumpstart learning about that business before you are able to take off and start making the business successful. Do you really want to go there? Warning sign number 5, you don't intend to run this business yourself over the next 5 years. A lot of friends came to me with a great idea and have this vision that after 1 or 2 years, they should be able to pass on to someone else they hire, and the business will auto-run. It's a very wonderful idea, but the reality is usually quite different. Because it takes time for you to work out the systems, work out some loyal clients and advocates that will always buy from you again and again, as well as develop a group of people that would be happily working on your business over a long run. Because people are fickle and people do change jobs. So if you are thinking that things will be easy after 1 or 2 years, think again. And I think another reason when you don't have this intention to run it for the next 5 years could be that you don't really have real passion over the day-to-day operations. You don't really enjoy running this business as you think you might. The problem with that is if you only like the result and not the process of running it, rarely we will succeed. Warning sign number 6, you are operating in the sunset industry. There was a really famous shop called That City Shop, and they have many branches in Singapore. I used to go there 10 years ago quite often because I love to buy their album with this unique mix of music. But that time I remember Spotify, Nesper, YouTube is already up and coming, but not yet gained the momentum. But I would say now, looking back, we will know that online music on-demand services are the future. But back then, That City Shop is operating in the sunset industry. So if you can't see your business being relevant and it will be replaced by some other new model of business in the next 5 to 10 years, you are operating in the sunset industry and you should think again. The number 7 warning sign is you can't scale. Let's say you're starting a consulting business and your client comes and buy your services merely because of your unique and niche expertise, knowledge, and skills. Even you can hire people to assist you and making your day a lot more efficient. Your business skill is still pretty much linked to how much time you have available to provide to the clients. Unfortunately, we only have 24 hours a day. So unless you're able to copy yourself some way, it will be impossible to scale your business. So from the very start, you have to think, what can I do to scale my business? And I will do another video on how to scale your business. Warning sign number 8. The market demand is rather sporadic or seasonal. The problem with this is during the downtime, let's say a few months in a year, you don't have any revenue. Your costs, such as staffing as well as rental, are still there and it's still fixed. So how do you get through these few months is a big question. So do think about that before you actually venture into it. And warning sign number 9. It will cost too much before you can make a revenue. There's a joke about aviation business is you spend millions to make a few $100,000. And that pretty much summarizes the aviation business. So if you have to spend the first million to buy something to make only a fraction of the cost, that means that you probably have to suffer for at least 10 years without making a profit. Well, if you have a lot of money sitting on the side or you have really good capital inflow, maybe you could go into it. But if you don't, be very careful. Do something like this because you will have a very hard time the first few years. To summarize, the 9 signs your business idea could fail are too low entry barrier, too many competitors, too low profit margin, you have little experience, and you don't intend to run it for 5 years, you operate in the sunset industry, you can't scale, market demand is sporadic or seasonal, and it costs way too much before making a revenue. I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned something today. My name is Ting Ting. If you'd like to have more videos on entrepreneurship, do subscribe to my channel below, and I hope to see you next time. Have a lovely day. Bye.